Hey guys, this is David coming at you with another YouTube review video. I might look a little different, grew some hair, lost 100 pounds. I mean, I'm just doing it for JP, you know? Just kidding. This is Vicky here at you, coming at you live, first time ever. You might have heard my voice, maybe heard my voice, heard my name.
Yes. This is the first time you're behind the camera.
This is my first time on the YouTube video, so bear with me. We'll see how this goes. But I am here today to review Joe Hill's Hill House comics. And so I am your go-to person for horror. I am the scary movies, scary TV shows. I am a no-sleep, Reddit no-sleep reader.
Hey, me too. Hold on.
Are you really?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm the opposite. I'm a chicken. Listen, for the last horror movie I went to watch in the movies, I'm the type of guy who will cover my ears because I know there's a jump scare coming, and I'll squint my eyes so that way it doesn't really scare me because I'm like, oh, all right. But yeah.
My trick is to watch that during the day, so I don't.
That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good idea.
So before I get started on this review, I actually want to talk about the stands. These stands that we have in stock. This is a standard, the organic price book stamp. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about this version. So this version is actually the one I paint.
That's right.
If you don't know that.
Yeah, we see the face behind the artwork. There you go.
So this is what it looks like. Just in case you don't know, the colors are in oil-based marker pen, so no bleeding, no nothing. No scratching. Of course, just don't, throw this around and it won't get damaged. But just to guys let you know, this is back in stock and I'm the person who paints them.
There we go. Nice.
So that is out of the way. Let's get into the review. So this Joe Hill box set comes with 6 books, 6 novels. I'm going to talk through all 6. It's been a few months since I've read them, but I'm finally able to talk to them, so if I forget something, I'm sorry. So we have the Dollhouse, Daphne Byrne, Basket Full of Heads. We have, no, this is upside down, no, yeah. The Lolo Woods, is this right? No, sorry, wrong way. And then we have Plunge and Sea Dogs.
Cool.
All right, so I'm going to talk about the first one I read, which was the Lolo Woods.
All right.
Move this out of the way. All right. So the Lolo Woods, interesting cover. It is about 2 girls, 2 best friends in a small town. Let's see. It's just hard to do when it's not it's on a hard copy.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story goes is that these 2 girls, best friends, they wake up in a movie theater not realizing what happened to them. They see that there's mud on their shoes and they just fell asleep somehow. So the story goes that the small town, there's monsters, weird monsters, deer monsters, and yet the people still live in the city. I don't know how that exists, but some good story, some good illustrations.
The artwork looks really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These best friends just trying to figure out what happened to them, what's going on. They know something's up with the boys in this town. And what's interesting is that these girls actually get holes.
What the?
And they just lie there lifeless.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it seems to almost happen to all the girls in this town. Again, monsters will just show up out of nowhere. Let's see. They're trying to figure it out. And then what happens is that they find this mushroom. They take it to I guess you could say a witch. And what she does is that she awakens their eyes and sees that the water in this town actually is bad for all the girls. And so what it does is that it makes so to explain it a little bit simpler is that the boys give the girls this water and it makes them so numb that the boys basically rape all the girls.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's kind of dark.
It is.
It's very dark for the first one I just read. But that is a summary of the story. I know it's just too quick. I'll try to get better, but
that's okay.
Yeah. It's good illustrations.
Now it makes me not want to eat mushrooms that I find in the forest randomly.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I shouldn't eat those.
It's a good mystery.
It's okay. JP speeds through all his reviews all the time because he's tired of seeing David out.
So, that's the first one.
Nice. The Lolo Woods.
Going to the second one I read, let's see. Dollhouse. I've heard good things about Dollhouse. I see it at, the bookstore all the time. So this one, let's see. Let's start off. This one starts off with a young girl. She has a dollhouse given to her out of nowhere. She's a lonely child, and yet these dolls in this house talk to her. They are her family.
Fool.
Yeah, she's basically an abandoned child, so this is her only source of family. But she realizes that something's wrong with this family, and so she grows up. She doesn't... the dolls in this house want to invite her to live in this house forever, and yet she declines, so she grows up. She has a kid of her own, and then this kid of her own, the dollhouse comes back into her life, and so the dolls start talking to her child, and the child accepts this invitation to come live with her, to come live in the house. Come to find out that this house is a demon-possessed house.
Oh my God.
That is trying to escape, the house and take over people and to become alive so that she can destroy the world.
Jeez.
So that's, some crazy illustrations right there.
Yeah. That is scary.
A really good story on this one.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Pretty creepy, again.
I want to read it, but I don't want to read it.
This was one of the top ones of this book set, I have to say. It's pretty good. So again, that's just a quick summary of what this one was. It's a good fighting scenes, good creepy illustrations.
Yeah, the artist really has some imagination for that stuff.
Yeah. All right, so that's that one. Next one I read was this one. Okay, so this one, Daphne Byrne. This one left me a little angry, I'm not gonna lie. This one is follows a young girl. It's around 19th century Gothic times, and it's a girl whose father died. And her mother is trying to contact a spirit. What are these called again? A spirit?
Oh, like the Ouija, a seance.
Yeah, so her mother's doing seances, yes. And the daughter's knowing that the seances are fake, but the mother is not realizing. So, this daughter is getting contacted by this boy spirit, this evil spirit, saying that the boy spirit is saying that this is her brother, and that she has powers to basically, see the living, see the dead. Dang. And so this artist, I think, as much as this story kind of frustrates me, the artist does a really great job of showing creepy, nightmares type quality.
Yeah.
So this young girl is trying to figure out her way. She's showing that she can become, this boy is showing her that she has powers to show her basically her dead side, her evil side.
Whoa.
So at the end of the story, the mother is actually captured by the seance group because the mother is going to get, I don't want to say harvested, but to be impregnated by the devil.
Okay, wow.
So the daughter has to go save her. So the daughter actually says that she is the child of the devil since she came from her mother.
Right.
And so that's how she was able to walk away from the cult, or the mother escaped from the cult. Let's see if I can show you some images. Let me know if I'm going too fast, but
no, you're good. This is definitely these are all definitely adult themed books, guys.
Very so, yeah. And so yeah, she saves her mom, but the mom is freaked out, so she tells her to move away, and then she falls in love with her brother's spirit, which I kind of like was frustrating to me because I felt like she was getting gaslighted by everyone, and yet also there was another frustrating part. Again, it's just me being picky, but I felt like the main character girl, her face would change. It didn't look the same on, I don't know, just
from the beginning,
like I didn't know, she doesn't look 14 or she doesn't look like a child. Again, that's just a nitpick, nothing serious. But creepy illustrations on this one.
Nice.
All right, so the next one, Basket Full of Heads. This one is a fun one. If you ever read that Stephen King one in the 80s,
which one?
I'm
a big Stephen King fan.
I know, not his novel, but his graphic. I wish it turned into a movie.
Is it the one?
It's like an anthology.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
So this one is similar. I feel like it's similar illustrations and similar story to this. So this follows a young girl. She visits her cop boyfriend in his small town, and then they find out that 4 prisoners have escaped, and the whole town is basically on edge. So the girl and her boyfriend actually stay at the sheriff's house, and this sheriff collects artifacts, and one of the artifacts is Viking axes, as you can see here. So as she tries to escape these prisoners, her last protection is these axes, and come to find out that this axe has not superpowers, but powers that basically she uses it here. She cuts off the guy's head, the prisoner.
Dang.
And yet he does not die.
What?
He is decapitated, but still is able to talk through his head. Let's see. So she has no idea what to do, so she puts him in a basket. Stuffs him in the basket and carries him with her. So she's trying to rescue her boyfriend because the other prisoners took him hostage. So she's asking this prisoner, where is he? So of course she takes him with her. So she's on that road to go find him, adventure. And she comes across other people that she cuts their heads off, and she puts them in the basket.
That actually is really interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So how the story ends, it's a fun ride. It's just again, she attains 3 people by now, but she finds out the town is corrupt, that the cops are corrupt, and so the whole point of saving her boyfriend was kind of useless in a way.
Wow.
So yeah, so she ends up keeping it, and she moves on. But yeah, good story on this one. Good Joe Hill story on this one. Fun.
That one's more like a camper,
Exactly.
like Friday the 13th.
That's
like
what
funny.
I was thinking, like 80s.
Yeah, and this one's more. These other ones are more like like possession. And,
yeah.
Okay,
demonic.
so each one's like
Each one is different. Yes.
That's pretty cool.
This one's fun. Okay, this one reminds me of the movie The Thing, one of my favorite creepy movies.
Yes.
All right, so it's got that good kind of almost 80s, I want to say 80s, but good creepy horror. Okay, so this one follows a crew on a ship that has to go down to a shipwreck in the middle of nowhere to obtain some sample. So what the sample that they don't know is that it belongs to what they find is that the abandoned ship has actually living crews on it, but the living crew is actually possessed by aliens.
Ooh.
Alien worms. So they're trying to obtain the sample, and these alien worms actually don't want them to take it, or they try to take it, situation like that. Of course, it's just trying to fight them, and again, creepy story. Just really good.
You're right, it does remind me of The Thing.
Yeah.
See, I can do like monster horror movies where it's like a monster, or stuff like that, like the campy where it's like a murderer, but anything with demons and ghosts and like witches
too real.
I'm like, no, I'd rather like, an alien. Oh, cool. Okay, I can do that.
Would you go to a haunted house like an actual haunted house? No, you won't go?
No.
Would you go for money?
Maybe. Vicky, there's a lot of things I would do for money.
Did I tell you I think a ghost touched me?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Well,
let's review the last one and then I get into that.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right, so sorry, before this one, this was a good ending. This was probably number 2 for this one.
Okay.
Last one I read, Sea Dogs. At first, this was my last one because the cover didn't interest me, but actually it has to be maybe my top story.
Okay.
So this is about colonial times. I like the introduction. It gives you the characters first because there's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
So this was probably not my favorite part of history classes back then, but again, ships. There is a ship trying to fight, I believe, the Spanish. But what they don't know is that there are sea dogs on this crew that are actually trying to kill everybody on the ship. So these sea dogs are actually...
Okay.
All right. So yes, just to clarify, just to bring it back. It's already come back when you edit.
Recap,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap, so the ship has a captain is basically trying to sabotage his crew members and bring on these sea dogs, which is a long legend of Vikings back then being reincarnated or just never dying, and just their bodies are human but their faces are dogs, so they're sea dogs. So they're brought on ship to kill everyone, and yet everybody is almost pretty much dead except for a few crew members who actually save the day. This one is a good story. This one has a good ending to it, and it was just a simple, easy read, as you can see how thin it is.
Yeah.
But I want to rank out of the 6, which one's 1 through 6 for me. So let's see, my favorite to least favorite. Let's see. So bring this back. Okay, if we were to rank them, my ranking, it would be Plunge as number 1, Sea Dogs as your second. Ooh, it's a tough tie. Okay, I'm gonna have to go Dollhouse as 3rd, Basket Full of Heads as 4th, and Lolo Woods as 5, and Daphne Byrne as 6.
All right, guys, there you go. This is Vicky's critique. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. Nice.
Yeah.
Now she's gonna go ahead and tell us her
goodness,
ghost encounter,
my ghost
and I will tell
story.
you my ghost encounter
Yeah.
as well. And you know what? I'm gonna bring Cynthia, and she's gonna tell you.
I
her
want to hear
ghost
Cynthia's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
she here?
dang it. Oh, we can
Or can
we
you
can
tell
add it to her.
Cynthia's story on her behalf?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, mine might not be as creepy because I think mine's kind of sweet in a way, but I was staying at my grandma's house, and my grandma was sleeping at her mom's house, my great-grandma's house. And so because I was with my family, I had to sleep in my great-grandma's house, and she passed away about a few years ago. So that room is never really slept in. So because it was like limited capacity, I slept in the room on the bed with my grandma. And so, it's very hot in there anyways. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm sleeping on my side, and I wake up and I feel like someone's poking me in my thigh. Like really like nail deep digging in.
Oh, okay.
And so then I wake up and nothing's there. And I wake up and I tell my grandma the next morning, I was like, did you like touch me? Did you like, she's like, no. But I hear that house has, ghosts. But again, that's nothing drastic. It's nothing too scary. It could have been my grandma.
Oh.
Could have been a demon. I don't know. But,
Why do you automatically have to go to demon?
I know. Just kidding. But that's just my encounter. It's nothing too scary.
Okay.
But,
mine.
Yeah.
So I used to work at a warehouse for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
Let me. You know what? I'm gonna
Come on camera.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's switch up. Here, let's switch mics real quick. You just have to like control this. It's scary ghost time, guys. This is what you come here for.
Campfire.
Yeah, campfire stories. All right, so I used to work at a warehouse, and I was the receiving supervisor. That's one of the reasons why JP hired me, because I knew how to receive and such. Anyway, so I would go in super early before everybody was there, and this was a huge warehouse with like a bunch of shelves, like high shelves. And so since I got there early, I would just like sit at the front desk, and the warehouse was empty or whatever. But one time I got there, and I heard something moving, and I'm like, what the heck? So I go to see it. So like, if this is the shelf, like these are the shelf of stuff, and we had boxes on it. I saw as I looked down one of the shelves, like I saw a box like come out. Now, like you would think, I know what you're gonna think. Like the box just kind of like would fall like this, like if it's coming out, it's gonna fall like that, right?
Yeah.
But I saw this box like move by itself, so it couldn't have been something push it, because that's what you think. Oh, a rat pushed it, whatever. So like I said, if a rat pushed it, it would fall like, let's get it right here. Let's get it right here, Vicky. Just put it on the edge. So if something were to push it, it would fall like this.
Yeah.
It would fall. It would like do that, and then it would fall. But I straight up saw it go like this, like all the way out. And then drop straight down. Yeah, and then so this is David. He sees that, he's like, I'm going to the front, and I just went to the front, and I was like, yeah, I'm. So now whenever I used to go in, I would just turn the music up real loud so I didn't hear anything until people got there, and then work started.
Interesting.
That was So that was my, I guess you would call it, ghostly encounter. And then I'm gonna leave it here, and I'm gonna have Cynthia tell hers, because hers is really good.
Okay.
Say, Cynthia.
I don't know. I was dragged in here. I was told that I needed to tell a story.
I'm telling you,
David volunteered me.
Our stories are okay, but Cynthia's stories is that needs to be like an episode of something.
Oh, you should hear it. Like parents when they grow up in Mexico, those stories are creepy as heck. We sit there and just tell swap scary stories. It's great. But mine, it happened to me personally, so that's why I'm like, oh, this is kind of creepy. I was living in New Mexico at the time. I would think I was 11, 12, somewhere along there. So I was living in a mobile home park, and all the mobile homes are lined up in rows, and there's one row here, and then you have a street, and you have another row of mobile homes, and then another street, and then another row. The little street connects, and since pretty much it's the neighborhood, all the kids know each other, and at that point we were really good friends with the people that lived on the very first trailer. We lived around the middle, and their kids, or the kids there, were my age, so I had a friend my age, and then my sister had a friend her age. And during summertime we all get together, go outside and play, and so you see kids roaming around the place, and then kind of lights go down, everybody goes home. During the summertime, we stay out until as late as we could. But around summertime, the year when I was 11, we ended up having our friends, the girls that lived at the edge, they were the ones that would actually stay up the latest because their parents were just kind of like whatever. And so you would see them walk back and forth throughout the entire day, go from house to house and kind of hang out with friends. But on one occasion, during the summer, I became a night owl, so I would stay up really late. And where my room was at, I can look out the window and I can see the street over here and the street over here. And mind you, the main street was on the outside over here, but the rest of the mobile homes connected. So it's just whoever lives there is usually who goes through there. And during the summers, stay up super late, so to go outside and kind of just watch. And then, when it's full moon outside, it's not really dark and it's really bright on a clear night. So I remember waking up or staying up one night, and all of a sudden it's maybe around 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I see this little girl walking at the edge of this street, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I start looking at her, and it actually is the little sister of the friend that lives at the edge. So I'm like, okay, that's weird for her to be up this late. So I'm assuming her sister's behind her or something, but she was walking by herself. So thought nothing of it, because I'm like, these kids come and go as they want. And so I just said nothing. And she went down the street and then disappeared for a while. And then she ended up, she made her round of where she was at. And I looked at her, and then you just see her walking straight past, but you see her and you see red eyes. So I like made eye contact, and I'm like, oh, nope, we're going to sleep. So I went to sleep, said nothing about it. And a few nights again, she comes, I'm up again, and I look outside, and she's walking down the street again. At this point, me living in a mobile home, it's not set like to the floor or to the ground, so it's higher up. So the windowsill is like here, and about 6 feet down is the actual floor. So mobile homes are set higher. So there's no way that you can literally jump out your window and kind of go outside without breaking or hurting yourself, or without having a ladder. So I saw her that night walking down. I was scared as hell. Went back to sleep. Next thing I know, someone's knocking on my window. I look outside, and there's a little girl, all in black, dark expression, and you see red eyes. So, shit myself. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was really scary. So, kind of said nothing. Went back to sleep.
You didn't respond to her?
I didn't respond to her. I didn't. Because, I mean, at that age, and it's also different, too, because I didn't grow up in the church, so if we get into, like, religions here, I didn't grow up in the church. I was a Catholic, but at that time, my family was transitioning to Christianism, so Christianity. And obviously, you know, kind of like the devil and demons and all this other stuff you kind of learn a little bit more about, so we were thinking, you know, that was demonic type of attack to kind of go at that way. But that ended up happening. That night I went to sleep, I said nothing again. But the following weekend we had a friend sleep over, which is within the church, so she came, she slept over. And I told her about it. And she's like, that's like BS, you can't, you know, that can't really happen. So I told her about it. I fell asleep that night because I think we had done so much, I just fell asleep that night. But she stayed up. She stayed up, and this little girl walked down the street again, knocked on the window. She opened the window, the little girl was there again. Red eyes, dark expression, dressed in black. She closed the window. She told me that following morning when we woke up for breakfast, she told my parents told everybody. And so my parents go outside and they start looking for footprints, but we don't see anything. So mind you, this little girl walking up and down the street is about 7 or 8. There's no way that she can physically knock on our window, having our, you know, the floor all the way to my window, more than 6 feet high. So we prayed that day, called other people. It didn't happen after that, but creepy as heck.
Wow. Yeah. There you go, guys.
Well, I want to sleep at night, so somebody that knows Men in Black, please flash me so I can, you know, because this is creepy as fuck and I want to sleep. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed the story.
All right.
You enjoyed it.
Thanks.